Liverpool versus everybody. I was able to get my man Mame on. Glad you had some time, man. Appreciate that. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good.
Good, good. Yeah, let's start what we tend to usual start, and that's just the lineup real quick. Any surprises? Any disappointments? Obviously, after the Gink game, I think a lot of people were pretty excited about the prospect of, or just the idea at least that Naby and Ox were getting closer to kind of being more so in the team. I personally didn't feel like it'd be a situation where Klopp would throw them back in this game, especially not together. He didn't choose either one of them from the start. Neither one of them saw the pitch. But yeah, just the lineup. What were your thoughts on that when you saw it?
Yeah, exactly. The lineup. Well, I was a bit disappointed because I wanted to see maybe Keita or Ox, you know. But
Hmm.
as I said previously, it would surprise me that that club would start them. Because last game it was good going forward, but backwards we had some issues, for cover and stuff. So yeah, we went with the lineup that won the Champions League. So no surprise. Well, apart from Lovren, of course. So no surprise at all. And after the game, I think everybody's happy.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I kind of thought the midfield would go back to those three. I mean, obviously, Fabinho is a consistent, so didn't really think that would change. But it's always the other two that we're always kind of wondering about, and I kind of thought he'd go back to that. He did do that, and what happened happened. I don't think, as in hindsight now, talking in the game, I don't know for sure if I can say that if either Naby or Ox started the game. Obviously, we bring Milner on, but if Naby or Ox started the game, would the game have been different? I really don't know. But I think it was pretty clear that he's probably going to go back to what he was used to, what we were used to seeing, I should say, in the league at home. So, with that being said, the game starts off how it starts. They get a goal first, and we look a little bit all over the place. Uh, it's a good thing that it was a strange first half because as disappointing as it was to have them go ahead that early, and for us not to get a goal back in that first half, we did look really good. At least I thought there were some really really good moments there. Mane misses a chance that he probably makes 10 times out of 10, at least on target. I don't know
Yeah.
how he missed that, but we just couldn't get that last ball, that last shot, and honestly,
He,
their goalkeeper was really really good.
he wanted to put too much power on the ball, and he jumped too early. So it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
kind of bizarre.
Yeah, it was really bizarre. It was very similar to I think what Firmino did against United. I think
Yeah.
had a shot that just was totally unlike Firmino. So yeah, not sure what that was about, but again, those things happen. I think we'll get into the individual players in a minute, but just talking about that first half, what you thought. What was the issues that we were having? Was the chances that we had, did it more or less come down to the goalkeeper just giving him credit, saying he was that good, or were we just missing something in that first half?
Yeah. That goalkeeper was good, man. I think he's better than Lloris. I never rated Lloris that high, but this guy
Hmm.
is. I think he's better than him, man. What I saw him do, I think some of those balls would have gone in if it was Lloris, especially that Firmino header when he just closed his legs.
Mm. Well, hold on
Yeah,
now. You gotta respect Hugo Lloris, man, World Cup winner.
yeah, but then what?
No, no. I mean, it's clear this guy is the future for them, and yeah, no,
Yeah,
he was very, very impressive. He's a big presence too. I don't think I realized how big
yeah,
he
and
was.
he's tall. I think he's 195, something like that. He's very tall.
Yeah, he's a big dude, man. But he looked very confident, very sure of himself, and very much so. Like, look, even
And
though
his
Lloris isn't here,
distribution. Wow.
incredible. I mean, there was one moment in particular. I think it might have been to Son. It might have been the situation where Son had in the second half when he went off the post. But
Exactly. It's the one he hit the ball.
yeah, that reminded me of Edison. I mean, that was a great string on that ball. So no, all credit to him. I thought he was uh, really good today. There wasn't much I don't think he could have done for the goal that we had. And that build up, it looked like there might have been a shot for a penalty. But I'm glad that Henderson went ahead and finished it off, and they didn't stop and look at the ref or anything like that. You keep playing. We get the goal. And yeah, I mean, I just think overall, man, as frustrating as it was in moments, because I feel like, and I said this in my post match, I feel like and let me know if I'm wrong, if I'm stretching here, but I think the score line kind of flatters Spurs. And surely they could have gotten one back with Son, and another day maybe they do. And I remember Klopp bringing up the fact that Allison played a part in that shot being the way it was. Just the way it hit cutting down the angle and making Son have to shoot it from an awkward angle. But yeah, do you think that the scoreline flattered them just in terms of Liverpool having so many chances? We had
Uh,
60% of the ball. Yeah.
yeah, of course, I think so. You know, the game was kind of weird because Tottenham scored early. It gave them confidence, but they were still hesitating. I think they still had those demons in their heads. What
Mm,
we have to attack? Do we have to defend? You know, so they didn't know exactly what to do. And from then we took over after like 20 minutes. We took over the game. You know, they stopped playing actually. They stopped playing till we equalized. And then when we scored another a second goal, that's why they started going forward, trying to get something out of this game. You know, so I think that's Tottenham problem. Like Pochettino. Pochettino is a reaction manager, just like
yeah.
his team.
Yeah, I
They
agree.
react. You know,
Yeah.
so that's what's stopping them from being a big team.
Yeah, and I think their tactics I mean, that was the best thing that could have happened for them to score that early. And I think they were even
Exactly.
shocked to get it. And I think
Yeah,
after,
that's what I'm saying. They were shocked.
yeah,
They didn't know what
yeah.
to do.
And I think after that, their whole tactic was to take time with the throw-ins, take time with the goal kicks, be really kind of silly with the free kicks we would get. They were, they didn't give us our space. And then I think Sissoko got booked for that, and Son got a couple warnings. So they were really just trying to frustrate us. And look, this is something that we're going to have to get used to with some of these teams. Now, it's a shame that another so-called top team has the result of those tactics, but fair enough. You know, they're allowed to do that. Can't knock them for it. But it really just shows you how much credit and how much respect these teams have for us. But that was really what they were trying to do. They would be happy with a 1-0 win. I honestly believe that. And maybe catching us on a counterattack. But once they got that goal, it was like, all right, look, we have no business being beating this team right now anyway. So let's just take this, sit back, soak up some pressure, try to. I mean, really, that's what it looked like. So I'm just so proud of Liverpool for getting past that, and it's a comfortable feeling. I don't know if you agree, Mame. At this point, years past, I might panic after going 1-0 down, but I kept telling myself that we're still going to win this game. And even if I honestly believe, even if Son have scored that goal, they got a goal some other way. I just feel like Liverpool would have gotten max points in this game because they've shown us over and over and over and over again that they can't be counted out.
Yeah, and yeah, I think with Spurs it's kind of different because Spurs is, as I said, Spurs is not doing well presently, but they're the kind of team if they get it going, they can just like win like 5 games in a row, you know, have an incredible run, So this game they have players that could hurt us, and we saw it actually, and it's mainly Son and Harry Kane just marauding right there. So it's different. I was feeling different than other games. I always thought that Tottenham could get back in the game, especially when they bring in when Mora stepped in, and then Klopp made like a defensive change.
Yeah.
At one time at one period we had like 5 defenders on the pitch.
Hmm.
I was kind of scared at that time.
Yeah. I was a little bit surprised that he didn't start with Lamella and/or Lucas Moura. To be honest, that really surprised me. I think Moura just offers a bit more. I know Ericsson is Ericsson, and he does what he does for them, but I just feel like as far as pace and things of that nature, I think that could have given them a different element. I'm not saying they would have won the game, of course, but I just feel like the presence of Moura and Son, because I thought Son had a. If I had to think of the player for them besides the goalkeeper that stood out for me, it was Son. I mean, he was really, really active.
And Sissoko,
Really, really.
wow.
Sissoko was good too. Yeah, no, I forgot about Sissoko. Sissoko was very good, very, very stout, very strong in the midfield, and was really treating our midfielders like his children in the first half, which was very sad to
And,
see. But
and I think that's why club didn't want to bring Naby or Ox, because
yeah, yeah,
we needed bodies in the midfield, man. Because Sissoko was just well, just like Fabinho for us, but
Yeah,
if we moved one of those guys, we will lose some balance.
yeah. Yeah, so I mean, from the kickoff in the second half, I just thought we were just such a better team, and not to say that we were bad in the first half. Obviously, we've talked about it. We were good actually when we needed to be, and I like the idea that we did get right back at them. I know we didn't get a goal right away, but we did work hard to that. Towards the end of the second half, they were defending for their lives, and the pressure we were getting on them and allowing them to soak up was incredible to see. And I just thought with that kind of work rate, I just thought we'd get something. Second half comes. We get the goal. Henderson gets the goal, and you see what it means on the celebration. And it just seems like here it goes. And the time had gone on, and the time had gone on. We saw so many missed opportunities, so many saves. I think this guy made double-digit saves. I want to say somewhere between 10 and 12 saves. And so
Yeah,
finally, we hit the back of the net. We do good. Mame, Sadio Mane, this dude again winning a penalty against this team again in order for us to get the win 2-1. Just speak to me about how good Mane is at drawing these fouls, man. And he does it continuously in these big games, able to get his body between the ball and the defender and win these fouls. I mean, that's a big talking point. People will talk about Salah scoring the goal and Hendo, and that's cool. The guys who score the goals get the recognition, but I just thought Mane in general was good today. The only real fault for him really was I think that moment in the
yeah,
first half. But
yeah.
but winning that penalty I thought was big.
Sergio is a bully, man. Usually
Yep.
defenders bully strikers, but
Hmm.
Sergio he bullies defenders, man.
Yep.
The guy he never gives up. He
Yep.
will go till he knows that he cannot get anything out of this
Exactly.
ball. And for
Yep.
me to say he didn't have a particularly a good game. He wasn't bad. Of course, he was money. He was doing some stuff well and stuff,
Hmm.
but he didn't have that a great game.
Hmm.
And that just shows you how how important is money at this time. Because
Hmm.
that ball, whoever thought that he would have a goal, would score or something like that. He lost possession twice in the same action, and he still went for the ball.
Yeah.
And
Never giving up. Never giving up.
exactly, and how smart it is just to just go in front of the ball, you know,
Hmm.
and wait.
I mean, but that's again what you love about this team and the mentality that they have. That obviously stems from the manager. But these kids, these guys, they just never give up. And obviously, if he was the type of player that did say, "Oh, I lost the ball twice, whatever. Oh well," we may not have gotten the point in that, or the 3 points in that game. But it took that extra fight and determination to win the pin and then get it. Now let's talk about the pin. Personally, I was thinking, "Oh, damn, Milner's not on," so I thought I would go to Salah. Was there any doubt in your mind that he would make that? Honestly,
No, no, frankly, no doubt, man. I knew
okay,
Salah gonna.
you're
I
better than me.
knew because
That.
the way he's taking pens right now, with
Mm,
the curve he's doing and the power shots, it's
mm,
really hard to save. I think
yeah.
before he didn't do that before. I think he started this last season, in the second half of the last season, and I think there's no way you can stop that, man. When he
Mm.
runs like that curve and then the power shot, it's really hard to save. So I was
Yeah,
confident.
I think the run up he does too kind of throws because the if you remember the keeper didn't even move, he was just stuck in the middle.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
he hit it too. The pace was too much. Kept it on the floor, and yeah, and once we got that, I thought, okay, well, this is what I thought would happen. I'm glad it finally is here. Let's see the game out. They had some little nervy moments there at the end, but we got to talk about Fabinho, bro. This dude,
Oh,
um, just an absolute warrior in the midfield. And again, the record of I don't think we've lost a game with him or something like that in the Premier League. I don't know if it's. I think it's we haven't lost a game with him in the Premier League when he started. I think that's what
yeah,
the
started.
streak is.
Started.
So
Exactly.
I mean, there was moments where he was literally on his knees, still dribbling the ball, keeping guys off, winning fouls. The touch he puts on these passes, though, Mame. I mean, he makes it look so. And even when guys are running, pressing him down, he seems so very relaxed. He's never in a rush. But you can't get the ball off him. And I mean, just the touch that he has, right foot, left foot, back turn. I mean, it doesn't matter. He has a really, really good touch on the ball, and I just thought he was amazing today.
Complete package. And you know what's crazy? Fabinho was playing for three people in that midfield because Gini was nowhere to be found.
At nowhere. We'll get to Gini in a second. Nowhere.
Hendo would just go on the next to the touch line every time we have possession. Would go to the touch line just try to make some overload. So Fabinho was alone there, and he was playing DM, CM, even AM sometime.
Yeah.
This dude is unbelievable, man.
He really is. And it's crazy because he's not the fastest, but it's thank God he's built the way he is because the lack of speed maybe as opposed to maybe some other midfielders doesn't really affect his game. He can still make up ground because he's so long and he's smart. That's the thing. I think that's an underrated thing about Fabinho. He's so intelligent.
He reads the game very, very well.
Yeah.
Sometimes it seems like he knows what the opponent's gonna do before even the guy does it. So he anticipates very well.
Yeah, I'm just really, really proud of his performance and a guy who if he even has a game where if you want to rate him maybe like 6 or whatever, he never repeats that the next game. He always ups his game back up.
Exactly.
And you can respect a guy who has maybe an off game.
That means it's due to fatigue because I think Fabinho and Dijk are the players. I mean, they played the most this season actually.
Well, it's a good thing. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
With Robertson.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing I think we have Arsenal coming up, so I would hope that he can get a rest in that game. The other blessing probably in disguise is that he's not playing with Brazil. At least I don't think he is. He playing with Brazil?
I think they're gonna take him.
Okay. But did he go? But did he go the last international break? I can't remember.
Yeah, he went, but I think he didn't play.
Okay.
Huh? I didn't.
Okay. Well, that's good because I mean, there's much energy and that he can keep reserved for Liverpool, the better. But no, again, I said in my post match, I just think when you think about the signings that are kind of the big signings that really, really led us in this direction that we're going now. Obviously, you think Van Dijk, Salah, guys like that, the goalkeeper, but Fabinho is that other part of the spine where you think, man, he's a really, really key component to our success and will be in the future. So, knock on wood, he keeps that up and obviously stays, as much as possible injury free. But no, I just thought today he was so good, man, and so many key moments and areas in the pitch. And like you said, I didn't even think of it that way, but he was doing pretty much 3 different roles, which is incredible in itself. Because again, Gini, another game just going missing. And Henderson, obviously, although he gets the goal, didn't have the greatest games. Let's be honest. Fab was just really, really incredible. I also thought, in a quiet way, Robertson was good today, and the
was great, man.
Yeah, I thought he was really, really good. I don't know that a lot of people picked up on that, but a lot of that work he and Sadio doing on that left side is just so good to see, man. And Trent, I think Trent grew into the game in the second half. First half wasn't amazing, but I thought in the second half he really, really stepped up. And but no, yeah, Robinson was just so good, man. It was a shame that I could say the same for Fabinho could have had maybe 3 assists today. I mean, his passes were that great, but I thought Robinson was really decent as well on that left side. So, overall, just think we took our time with it today, and at the end of the day, I don't think we really care how we get it done. We just got to get it done, and Liverpool continue to do that. Just find ways to get the 3 points.
Yeah, man, this is just a great feeling, and some people blame Lovren for that first goal. I don't think why.
No. I don't agree. No. I mean, if anything, in my opinion, I think Van Dijk could have been in a better position. But in general, I just think the defense on that wasn't good. I mean, you would think people forgot. You think that the players on Liverpool forgot who Son was. You can't let Son run at you like that. There was just too many openings, too many gaps there. And, the ball that ricochets off Lovren's head and hits the post, you can't blame him for that. Now, it's, I said this too. I think Lovren has, if he didn't have bad luck, he wouldn't have any luck. I mean, it had to be Lovren that did that, right? I mean, it had to be his head that it went off. Because it was almost, if you look back at it, it was almost an own goal. It was this close to being an own goal. So, I mean, this guy just has the worst luck in the world, I think. And I thought he did some good things today. Yeah. He did some good things today. Yeah, very, very smart play. And he wasn't trying to be Superman. He wasn't doing stupid stuff, and so that was good to see.
That's when he's good. That's when he's good. When he's not trying to overdo some stuff.
Yeah, just do the basics. Do the basics, and no one. I promise, Lovren, if you do the basics, you will be fine. Nobody will slaughter you, and I'm sure there'll be people on social media. You can't please everybody, who are probably ripping him now. Like you said, people saying stupid shit like, "Oh, Lovren's the reason why they scored the goal." No, he's not. That was a bad situation all around defensively.
Yeah.
I think you can't really pinpoint anything on that. They were. Kane was in the right place at the right time, but Kane was a ghost the whole game for me. I'm sorry, like he didn't do anything. I don't remember him doing anything. I think he might have made one tackle, and that's the only thing I remember him doing. But other than that,
Ali, man, they were
oh,
both.
oh my God, Dele Ali. I don't know this dude.
Ali is even worse because he's been nowhere for like a year.
Yeah, I mean it was pretty much the Gazaniga and Son show for them, and that's pretty much what. Oh, I'm sorry, and Sissoko. Other than that, those dudes, Danny Rose scored a goal similar to the chance he had today against us a couple seasons ago. I thought that goal was going to be true, but it just showed the form that he was in. It epitomized how bad the Spurs fans have been talking about him. But I thought that was going to be at least on target. Glad it wasn't, but no, I think today the win is justified. I mean, I think we definitely deserved that. We were definitely the better team, and not even just talking about the stats, just the eye test. Liverpool were the team that were really trying to push. They kept Spurs in their own box for most of the game. Huh?
At some point, we were playing just some great football, man.
It was incredible.
Especially that
it was incredible.
Around when Gazaniga stopped that long range drive from Trent. We had like 15. Wow, I was like, wow, we still can do this right now.
Yeah, and that was the thing. And that's why, at least for me, I always saw those goals coming. I think I even said it in the group chat on Twitter. It's like, we're disappointed because we conceded a goal and there's all these chances and Mane's missing chances, and we're gonna get to Salah in a second because I want to see if you agree with me on some of Salah's decisions, or lack thereof. But I just thought it was gonna come, and with all those chances, you thought this would be really, really this would be unfortunate if we don't win this game. There's way too many chances. And yeah, the kid in the goal was doing good, but one of these had to hit the net. And what pleases me so much is that I think it's safe to say no one in the front three was amazing today, right? I mean, everyone kind of did their part, and they had some moments in the game. Firmino worked his socks off as usual. I think Salah was the weakest of the three for me. I know he gets the pin, but other than that, he was really weak to me. But the fact that could be the truth, and we still can win a game, whereas a season or two ago, people were thinking, if Salah doesn't score, or I know Salah scored today, but if Salah doesn't play an amazing game, then they won't have a chance. So it's just nice to see that we can get goals from Henderson. We can get a penalty. Mane can win the penalty, and we can just finish the game off and get ready for the next team. Salah, man, is it me, or do you still feel there's a bit of? I feel bad saying selfish because look, there's times that we want our forward players to kind of have a sense of selfishness and go for their chances and be aggressive. But I just still feel like there's times where Salah feels like he has to try to score literally every time he has the ball. There were chances where he could have pushed it off to Firmino or pushed it around the corner to someone else or whatever. But he was taking shots almost every time he touched the ball. It was a shot in the final third. Do you think that's harsh, or do you think
I think after that argument with Mane, Salah changed a bit.
Okay.
And today I was frustrated with him, not because he took so many shots and stuff, but for me, Salah doesn't seem to be like really in the game, man.
Yeah.
Missing first touches, missing easy passes, taking soft shots. I don't understand, man. He's really frustrating lately. Even that last game, of course, he scored a goal and he had an assist, but he was crap. Let's be real.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that also is kind of a credit to him because he can be crap and still get a goal and assist. Not a lot of players can do that. And that's the thing about the Liverpool team. Mane, for example, he didn't have a great game. He didn't score a goal, but he still works hard. He still the fact that he fought to get that penalty can't go unnoticed. So, again, it's the argument could be made that Liverpool still aren't at their best, which should be pretty scary for opposing teams. Because we probably haven't. Go ahead.
Sorry. Keep on. I keep cutting you, man. Sorry for that.
No. That's man. It happens, man. But I was gonna say, yeah, it's just nice to see that even when we're not at our best, we can still find ways to win. And as cliche as it sounds, that's what championship teams do. That's what the United teams used to do back in the day. You're not going to be perfect every game. It's a long season, a lot of games coming, a lot of competitions. We have a pretty strong squad, but maybe not the strongest or the deepest as other teams or whatever the case may be. So, the fact that these guys can just do it week in and week out is really, really credit to players, their fitness, their fight and determination, but also the backroom staff, the coaches, and everybody who looks after them and makes sure they're doing everything right to keep their body up. But yeah, I mean, not a lot of players in world football in general can really say that. You look at a guy like Dybala, he popped up during the week, but he does nothing really on a regular basis for them, just as an example. So it's just nice to see that we can get guys that can contribute in many ways than one. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, our form. We haven't played our best yet.
No.
Like for the whole for I mean, since the season started, you know. So imagine what it will be when
Mm-hmm.
we start giving other teams the real Liverpool.
And the crazy thing about it is, as disjointed as some of the situations were today, I think today was we saw, at least for me, I saw signs of us kind of quote unquote being at our best because there were so many great moments in that game, man.
Yes, yes,
But the
definitely.
final
Wow.
touch or final ball, again, I don't want to do too much with the salivating over Fabinho, but bro, this dude was putting in some ridiculous balls, man. Whether it be over the top to Salah or Mane or to the setups that he was giving to Trent for Trent to put a ball in. I mean, it was just so many great moments in this game.
Yeah.
And
And the
so,
combination between Trent and Robertson,
oh
beautiful.
man, the switch of the ball, I love that. When Trent does that, oh man, it's so beautiful because teams have to decide what side they're going to overload because let's be real, we know this. We have the best fullbacks, definitely in England, if not the world. So as a defense, you got to think, okay, are we going to focus on that left or the right? And when they switch it today, at least there was so much space on that left hand side, and Robinson was able to beat a man or do that 1-2 with Mane that worked beautifully a couple of times there. So again, man, it's just when we watch our team every day, we're watching our team. We're watching the game, and but if you're a fan of the other team, you got to be thinking every time you get the ball, it's like, wow, what are they going to do this time? How are they going to attack us this time? Now, it would be nice to in some games, which I think we have that option, and we'll see it when Klopp decides to go with Naby or Ox in a league game. But it would be nice to see a bit more work rate through the center. But I think again, Fabinho was showing that if we don't have that, he could very well do that. Now, I want to say that a bit more. And if that's the case, then I think it, at least for me, it takes off a little bit of the stress of feeling like we don't really have anything centrally. I don't want to put too much of a burden on Fabinho because that's 2 games in a row. Even in the Geek game, he had to really, really work, man. He had to really work and cover ground, play defense, so that's a lot to ask for a dude. He's doing it, but I don't want to put too much on him. But yeah, I mean, I think it's clear that our creative outlets are coming on the wings on the outside, and sometimes that's frustrating because it feels like at times that's the only thing that we can try to get to work for us. Like in that first half, before we started really getting things going, it was either Trent a ball in the box or it was Van Dijk hitting the ball from deep to Mane against 3 men. I feel like I saw that at least 20 times in the first half. I'm probably exaggerating, but it happened so many times. Every time it happened, I'm thinking, bruh. Now that's something that we've seen done to perfection before, but at some point you got to switch it up. So anyway, I just thought today was a good performance overall. Um, Second half much better than the first, and that's what you want to see.
Yeah.
I'm sure Klopp was disappointed. The players disappointed in the first half, particularly just from again allowing that goal so early. Because other than that, I thought we had some really good moments. But yeah, if
And
you had good.
they had a good first half defensively. They were
Who?
really good too. Tottenham
Oh yeah, no, for
defense.
sure, no, for sure,
Wow,
frustrating. Yeah,
good,
very frustrating.
good.
But again, when you get that early goal away from home, you can afford to, kind of sit back and just, frustrate us and, piss us off by not letting us, kick make our free kicks quick. They were doing tactical things. And it's funny to sit back and think, especially when you're a supporter of Liverpool. This team hasn't given me any reason over the last 18 months to ever doubt them, ever. Frustrated, yeah, but I never doubt them. And so when I saw Danny Rose or whoever holding the ball and taking on, I just laughed to myself because I
Good
thought we're gonna
goal
get the last
inside.
laugh anyway. Yeah, I just
How,
thought, okay,
how,
fine, do this
how
now,
stupid!
but we're gonna
How
win anyway.
stupid! how stupid it is to score like a goal this early and then start losing time.
Yeah, it's
Like the
crazy.
first,
Desperation, bro. Desperation. Because they knew they couldn't match us in a football game. And a lot of teams are going to do that. You watch, a lot of teams are going to do that. Now, you come against these teams in Europe, Salzburg, and it's go for broke. But in the Premier League, these teams know what it is, especially when they come to the field. They know it's going to be tough. They know it's going to be tough in any way they can get at us, whether it be frustrating us, certain kind of tactical fouls, or whatever the case may be. Time wasting, they'll do it because they know that's their only real reason of getting at us. So again, that as a Liverpool fan now these days, that's a really, really nice feeling, and it's got to be a good feeling for the team. Um, would you agree that Fabinho was man of the match for us? Is there really any
yeah,
conversation there? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay.
They gave
Uh,
it to Mane, but Fabinho should
yeah.
be man of the
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think. Yeah. I mean, we all love Mane, but yeah, Fabinho definitely deserved that. What are your thoughts on Firmino today? Because to me, I mean, he did his typical getting around the pitch and running tirelessly. But he was similar, maybe not as bad as Genie, because Genie was completely the friendly ghost today. But Firmino, I don't. I almost feel like I need to watch the game back and just watch him because I can't really remember too many great moments from Firmino.
Yeah, but it's this kind of game where there's a lot of body around him.
Hmm.
It's not easy. At
That's
some
true.
point
That's true.
in the second half, he went really deep to get to touch the ball. So you understand, Firmino, you understand. I think now more than before, I mean, opposition really worry about him. There's
Hmm.
been too much hype about him lately. He's the central of the system and stuff.
Hmm. Hmm.
So now they're just looking at him like, you know, the problem is the problem is not Firmino for me. The problem is Salah. He was not even having those runs like he
I
used
know,
to
man. I know.
before and stuff. So when you have just two guys working, it's kind of hard.
I do wonder if Salah is still struggling. We did see him get on the ground today and have to limp off. I think that's more or less Klopp just trying to be careful. I hope it's not something that's going to flare back up. Because as much as I say that Salah irritates me, I mean it would be silly to think that I'd be happy to have him dropped. He's still important to the team. He still offers a threat, and teams still feel like, ooh, we got to watch out for Salah. We talked about how
Yeah,
strong for me, Sadio is, but Salah's the same way, and he could have easily, they talk about him being a diver. There's a moment there, I don't know if it was in Double A or Sanchez, somebody was all over his jersey, and he could have gone down, but he kept fighting, trying to get a shot off. So I just the strength in both of them is good, and having Salah is always going to be key. And so I hope this situation was just more of
exactly.
a precaution, and I hope it's not anything that's going to flare back up because we got
Yeah.
to remember that the
So
tackle was really hard. But yeah,
exactly.
I do wonder if he's I mean they're human. When you get certain knocks, especially significant ones like that, it can play on your mind. So, but I hope he's cool. I hope he's good and he'll be fine for the next match. I do think the Arsenal match is coming up as a good time. At a good time, I think. As much as I want the team to take it serious because it's a trophy, I do feel like we need to really give some of these guys a break and put in some more French players, the guys who don't play
So
much, maybe
yeah,
a Gomez. So I really do expect a lot of those guys to get some rest. But yeah, man, all in all, just again another big, big, big 3 points. In a game that I thought would be closer than a lot of people thought. There were people saying 3-0, 4-0. I don't think that's how you can look at these games.
I predicted two. I predicted 2-1 because I knew that Tottenham would get something out of this game. It's
Yeah,
not the
me too.
typical Tottenham right there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought they. I didn't know who would get it, how they would get it, but I predicted 2-1. It's been a while since I've gotten a prediction for score right, but I just felt like it'd be that kind of game. Be tight, be scrappy. But I thought at the end of the day we had to do whatever that meant. Get a pin, get a set piece, something like that. That was the other thing. We had a couple disappointing set pieces today where I thought, this could be the spot where we break them and maybe be a Trent from outside the box or one of those kind of balls that he kind of swings in from the right side. So we had a lot of those, way more corners than they had. I mean, we had so many chances again in this game, and so
But but
it was
but I
good.
think our set pieces we took them well. Spurs defended well, but we took them well because there was a lot of diversity in the kicks. Sometimes it's the first post, sometimes in the middle. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
the far outside the box. It was really, you see that these guys have really worked it out, man.
Hmm.
Because set pieces before a season ago, wow, it was ugly. It was
Yeah,
really ugly.
I mean, we literally had a set piece pretty much from every area you can imagine outside the box. I mean, we had it on the left, we had it centrally, we had it diagonally, we had it all around their box. And again, it just shows how aggressive and how much we fought to get those 3 points. We weren't going to surrender and say, "Ah, another bad day. It's just a draw. That's cool. It's not a loss." You know, you're seeing this determination, this fight from this team that nothing's going to stop them from accomplishing that major goal. Which, let's be real, Champions League winning that again would be amazing. But this team wants that league. You can tell that the way they play. This team wants that league, and City supporters, Pep, all of them. I'm sure they're watching the game. They might not admit that, and they're thinking, "Damn, this team just won't go away. This team just won't go away." It's not enough to hope. Mm-hmm.
You see
No,
that
no.
mentally,
Mm-hmm.
because of the way we lost the league last season, one
Mm-hmm.
point, only one defeat. You see that these boys are like, yo, we we can't afford to lose,
Yep.
drop points or anything. Let's
Yep.
just go for it at the last minute. Because the season last year, it was still the last day, not the last minute of the season.
The very last, man. Very last.
So every game you gotta play to the last minute, the last second. No choice.
And
It's the only way.
I mean, that's the insane thing that City have, and that's I can say Liverpool are doing it now, but both of these teams have set a precedent and set the bar so high that it's like you literally feel like you have to go undefeated or very close to that to win anything.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You literally, and we almost did that last season. We had way too many draws in my liking. But that's the thing. In seasons past, getting a draw to United would be like, whatever. But that's why it bothered people so much because we know that the error for or the room for error is very low. The
Very
margin for
small.
error is very, very low. So as
Pep,
long
Pep
as we're handling
knows.
up,
Pep
good.
knows.
Say
Every
again?
time it drops point, I say Pep knows. Every time
Oh
it
yeah,
drops
yeah,
point,
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
like he
yeah.
wants to commit suicide or something like that.
Yeah, man, it's a dirty game, man. You gotta be almost perfect, man. And if you're not perfect, you gotta find a way to dig it out. And that's what I'll say this. Between Liverpool and City, I just feel like we've gone through way too much with this manager, with these group of guys. Um, that I just feel like we're more prepared to go through those kind of ups and downs through a season. And then somebody would hear that and say, "Well, why didn't you win it last season?" We still did pretty. We still were pretty much perfect last season, besides that loss and a few draws. But when's the last time we've lost in the Premier League? It's been a pretty long time. So that in
Yeah,
itself is something you have to big up. I know we didn't win the league, but we're really really hard to beat, and that shouldn't go ignored. That should be something that people notice. So, again, it's just nice to see us get back into winning ways in Premier League. After that situation with United, that's over and done with now. No one's even thinking about that. Back to 6 points and just keeping it like that. I think it's crazy looking at the table these days, man. Because in my opinion, I know it's early. I don't want to be prisoner of the moment, but the top four right now, I think is going to finish the top four. Arsenal can't get it right. United, I can't believe where they are on the table. Spurs just dropped down to the bottom half. Everton, please. I just think right now it's us, City, Leicester. I mean, these are the teams that look like they really, really want to, stay in that, be in that top four. I'm impressed with Chelsea, what they're doing. I really am.
yeah.
Leicester as well.
Let's,
What Leicester did to Southampton is just an absolute joke. So I'm pretty sure this is. I mean, these are obviously the best four teams in the league right now, and the top two, that's not going to change. The other two, I feel like that'll stay like that too. I was going to say before the game today with Arsenal and Palace, I was going to say Arsenal. You can put them in that conversation, but it looks like it's going to be Leicester and Chelsea. So at the top, we know it's us and City, and the more we can put points up on the board, I just think the better for us. I cannot wait for that damn City game. I don't want to jump the gun too much, but I can't wait for that first City game, man.
yeah, and for me, City will drop a lot of points this season.
I agree. They're having a lot of issues, man. A lot of issues defensively.
And not even that. I think they gave too much last year. You know,
And 3 years in a row is a lot to ask anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They gave too much, and this year they would want to go for the Champions League.
you would think so. You would think so. You would think so.
So I don't. No, it won't be easy for them. It won't be easy for them.
Yeah,
And
no, I
now,
agree. Mhm.
compared to before, it seems like teams are less scared of them. Because every time a team would play City, in their head it was like, okay,
We lost
we lost
we lost before the
we
game
lost
even
the
started.
game,
Yeah, yeah,
so let's just go on the pitch and
yeah,
try not to get 6 or 7. And
yeah.
now it's kind of different. People go at them, and the only way to trouble City is to go at them. You might
Hmm.
win, actually.
Exactly. Yeah, you might. If you do it, you might. I watched some of the Aston Villa game, and Aston Villa, I didn't really expect much, but even them, they had moments where they could have, if they were a bit better going forward, they could have made a game out of that. So, but no, it is nice to see that teams like Norwich and like that, who probably have no business playing on the same pitches as them, they're putting in good performances. So I think more of that'll happen this season. And like you said, I think the third season syndrome kind of thing. It's like it was such a tall order. I mean, look, the first one they won, they blew everybody away. But even last season, I think that really, really took a lot of them out of them, and they knew Liverpool were on their heels every step of the way. So to do
Yep.
that over again a third season, I mean, come on, if they do it a third season, that would just be ridiculous. But I do feel very, very optimistic, very, very confident about Liverpool's chances. And when they're putting performances like that in, and then overall in these 9, 10, whatever it is games, not even being necessarily at the highest level that we know we've come to expect from them, and still pulling out wins. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. So, may it continue. Just really, really excited about where we are. Um, so yeah, Arsenal game is that Wednesday?
Wednesday or Tuesday? Yeah, Wednesday.
And is it at Emirates or
Hold up. Let me check.
I can't remember where it's. I don't think it's at Anfield, but I could be wrong.
No, actually it's at Anfield.
Oh, it is. Okay, okay, okay.
It's at
Yeah, no,
Anfield.
that's coming at a great time. So, remind me, is it Arsenal and then Villa?
Yeah. Arsenal, then Villa, then
Gink and then City?
Ghent,
Oh, what?
then City. Yeah,
But City's after
yeah.
another international break, right?
City, no, actually,
Oh no. Okay, cool.
no.
Maybe
It's before
maybe the international break is okay. Good.
yeah.
Because that would be torture. But yeah, I mean, it's so much to be happy for right now, and the idea that we can in one of these games, I'm very, very, very curious because I like to think that Klopp probably plans, games ahead, and I don't want to look past Arsenal or Aston Villa or Genk again, but I really, really wonder. I know it's still early, but I wonder what he's thinking about that City match, and who he would play. Obviously, with the time in between, it'll really depend on who's fit and all that. But I'm just curious of how he'll set up because I don't want that first game is at home, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? I believe that if we beat City, we have 75% of chances to win the league.
Oh yeah. Beating City would be a huge marker, and I mean, you don't want to start celebrating too much, but it would feel like that's almost a victory in itself. The fact that we're beating them this early, and we already are up 6 points. So I mean that would be huge. I think as huge as it would be for us, I think it would be a really really heavy blow for them. Um, so yeah, I mean again with Champions League, we're doing what we got to do. Second there. Would have loved to see Salzburg get something out of that game against Napoli, but it is what it is. Napoli are just the Serie A is
We got
over
Napoli.
already.
We got
So,
Napoli home, so
yeah. Serie A is over, but
that
Napoli in
game's
Europe,
gonna be
Nap,
decided.
yeah, Napoli and Europe are just a really, really different. They're a different team, and I gotta give them credit for that. And I wouldn't be surprised if they make some noise in the Champions League if they get out of the group, which I think they will. But no, it was really good to see Liverpool obviously get their away win at Genk, and put themselves in a pretty good, comfortable spot. Playing them again soon coming up, and I think we'll wrap that up, and then hopefully for me, does it matter to you whether we get? I mean, obviously it matters. It'd be nice to get top of the group, but as long as we get through, I'm happy.
Yeah, actually, I don't think there's a lot of difference between being first and being second, man.
Mm.
I think it's the same, man. Look at Tottenham. Yeah, last year they went to the final. They were second in the group.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
So,
that's actually the same. Semi-final, they were second. You know.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it just looks like these boys are just determined again to do some great things this season, and look forward to going on this journey again with them. Unless you had anything else to add, man, I think we can probably wrap it up there.
Oh yeah, it's a wrap, man. It's a wrap. Feeling great after this win. You know, beautiful week ahead.
Yep. I'm really appreciative of you for making time again, man. Really appreciate that.
Oh man, always, man, always. I enjoy this.
Yeah, so we'll see if we can maybe get back this week, but if not, definitely around the weekend time. Billy, how's that sound?
Yeah, yeah, no problem for me. Sounds good.
Okay, thanks again, my mate. Appreciate you. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, man. Have a good week, man.